Let's get to cooking. I got something in the kitchen. I got something.
Hi, this is Latina Web. Welcome to Let's Get to Cooking. Kind of like a quick tip video of how to make some beans. So I have some Great Northern beans. Now you're probably wondering if I soak them overnight. You can do that. Of course, that's the traditional way. There's also another way you can do it. You can do a quick soak. So if you just take a pan and get the amount of beans that you want, maybe a cup and a half, and you cover them with water after you've rinsed them, cleaned them, bring them to a boil for about 2 minutes, let it boil for like 2 minutes. Then you take the temperature off, you set your timer to 1 hour, and then that's a quick soak. And you drain them, they're a quick soak, so it's like kind of soaking them overnight. Alrighty, so those have been drained and are ready to go. I'm gonna make these beans in the Instapot because I find it to be a lot quicker. It tastes just as juicy. It tastes really, really delicious, and whatever kind of meat that you're putting in with it, if you do put meat in it, it falls off the bone as well. I'm gonna use a naturally smoked turkey thigh from Mary's. I had this in my freezer and I took it out and let it thaw for a couple days. So we're gonna cook that with the beans. And I have like a half of a jalapeno, a very large jalapeno. I have some fresh thyme, one of my favorite, bay leaf. I have the inner stalk of the celery. And then I have about, a medium carrot. I just cut a very large one in half. And then we have a half of a white onion. And we also have garlic, which I need to get really quickly. And some chicken stock, or whatever kind of stock you'd like to use. Obviously, if you want to make this a vegetarian one, you would change your stock. Of course, you wouldn't put any protein in there, like a turkey thigh. Let me get some garlic here. I want to use like 2 medium-sized cloves of garlic. And I think I just want to infuse my oil. Turn your Instapot on first. So we're going to saute first. So as you get your veggies prepared, you're heating up your Instapot. We have our peeled garlic. You know how we like to mash them. The sharp side is away from you. Use your hand to kind of lightly smash them. And you're going to put that in with a little bit of olive oil. Then you saute the vegetables in here. I'm putting about a tablespoon. Get your smashed garlic. Start with that, and then let's cut this onion up. Okay. All right, got some onion diced, and the inner part of the celery. I don't know, I saw this on a recipe once, and I think it has more flavor, the inner stalks of the celery. A little bit more flavor, and you can use the leaf parts if you're using it for like a bean or a stew or any kind of like thing like that. I think it adds like another layer of flavor. I might throw it out because I want to put the onion in real quick. My eyes are watering. I've heard a trick is to take out the inner core of the onion, and then it'll keep your eyes from watering. We are just going to keep moving. All right, onion. I'm going to do a dash. My eyes will have to suffer until I can get my hands free from onion. Blue Star out of the kitchen. I'm going to use half of it. I think it's telling me my 5 minutes of saute is done. So it can't go wrong when you put it in beans. I don't know if you ever put carrots in your beans and celery like I do. And jalapeno. Hope you guys are having a lovely day. They're nice and sauteed. Let me show you. It's not that hot, guys. But look at the onions in there. It's nice and sauteed for us. Alright, so I like to use white pepper like my beans and my soups. It's just a delicate spice. And it's finely ground and it's really nice. I don't know, use your preference. I like to put about a good teaspoon. Okay, when you're cooking beans, I suggest you do not put salt in them while you're cooking them. You want to add the salt after they're done. Let's put this turkey thigh in here. Cut off the end, and then we're just gonna take out the core, okay, and all the white bit. Let's add the carrots. Also, another seasoning I like to use for this is a little bit of cumin. I like to put a little cumin in there. And then I'm going to add the celery. Like cumin, I think, is really good. Where are you? Here you are. I'll put another like teaspoon, fifth teaspoon. And then let's add the fresh herbs. We have the thyme and the bay leaf. You can just leave the stems on of the thyme. You don't need to take them off unless you want to take them off. If you want to take them off, you can just take your hand here and just like string your fingers down the side of the stems. But usually by the time it's done cooking, the leaves are going to fall off of the stems, so you can just take the stems out when you're done. Smells really yummy already. And then I'm going to add the jalapenos. And of course you can add like any hot spices, you know, concoctions that you may have. It's about having fun. Cooking is having fun. Okay, cool. Add the beans. It's like getting cold outside. We want something warm and cozy and delightful to eat. So beans are a lovely thing to make in the winter. Well, it's not quite winter yet, but it's getting close. But I'm sure it's cold enough to feel like winter. I'm just covering the beans and the turkey thigh. The cool thing about the Instapot is that normally you would cook beans and they would sit on the stove and cook on low all day, which is amazing, and I would recommend that if you have the time. But if you don't have the time and you want to make something savory like this, invest in an Instapot. It'll take hours of cooking into like 30 minutes. So okay, make sure that it's sealed. Okay, so I'll see you guys in about 30 minutes. Okay, so we're back, and I put some rice on so we can have rice with the beans, and that's going to be cooking some just basmati rice. Let's open this baby. Oh my goodness! If you could see me now, is what the...
Let's get cooking.
So the beans have been cooking for an extra 15 minutes, so a total of 45 minutes. Look at these beans with the smoked turkey thigh. Oh, they look buttery, they look delicious, they look so good. And this is like coming off the bone. I'm like, look at that. These look amazing, guys. So yeah, pressure cooker is the way to go, I think. And see, remember when I just popped one out by accident, but remember when I was telling you about the stems of the thyme? Look, you can just take the stems out. The leaves are in the soup or beans, as you will. Take the bay leaf out. You take the skin off of the turkey thigh and get the rest of it off its bone. Yum.
Let's get cooking. I got something in the kitchen. I got something good and nourishing that I like to share with you.